reach here very shortly. I am guest of honor Mr. S. Bhupati Rao sir, Mandal Education Officer of Rajendra Nagar, President and General Secretary of Rajendra Nagar Mandal, recognized Private Schools Management Association, Mr. Prabhakar Chari and Mr. Shravan Kumar, other dignitaries, well-wishers, Mr. Zainul Abidin Sahab, Mr. Rafiqullah Bukhari Sahab, and Ali Janab Sayyid Muniruddin Sahab. We have some speeches, awards and prizes distribution in a row. Before this, I want you all to see a debate on a very disastrous issue for students: advantages and disadvantages of using cell phones.
Really divided on that and have a strong valid point for both. We are going to add to the evergreen debate today. Should a student be allowed to use mobile phones? Here I am joined by a group of Team A, Team B, students of our school to discuss the topic more deeply. Team A is going to argue that students should not be allowed to use mobile phones, whereas Team B believes that they should be allowed to use it. So, I want to start the debate by asking you a question. Why do you think that students should not be allowed to use cell phones?
I believe that students should not be allowed to use mobile phones because students are just addicted to mobile phones. They can be seen playing games, chatting and talking to their friends on their mobile phones most of the time. This is the reason why they don't get time for studies. In fact, students are more interested in wasting their times on their mobile phones rather than spending it on studying.
Okay, I want to bring Team B to respond to this.
I totally disagree with my friend what she said just now, as I believe that mobile phones have become very important part of our life, as most of our works are done by using mobile phones. We can't imagine our life without even mobile phones. Everything has its pros and cons, and mobile phones too have its positives and negatives.
You mean to say that it is up to us how we use it?
Yes, exactly.
Now, I want to ask you, what do you say about this?
Up to some extent, I agree what my friend said. But I want to ask him or his team a question. Can you put limitations on the usage of mobile phones for students? If your answer is yes, it is highly impossible to do so, as my friend rightly use it.
Okay, so this is your point of view. What advantages do you see in using mobile phones for students?
You know, smartphones are very common now. Internet has provided a great benefit to the users. Students can download books, dictionaries or any other information to their mobile for the purpose of their study. They can download other helping materials and tools for their help in education. So these are few advantages I think student will have.
What are the disadvantages do you feel student will have?
As I earlier said that students use mobile phones for playing games. This can impact on the eyes of the students if used for longer period of time.
Here, I want to something. Mobile phones emit a special kind of electric waves that can be harmful for the student, and it can damage his brain if used for longer period.
Do you agree what I have said?
Yes, we agreed that if it is used for longer period, it is very harmful. If you use it properly, there won't be any problem.
Alright, we have reached at the conclusion that mobile phones has been a blessing for the humanity and provided high level of ease. But if used properly and sensibly, parents should take care of their kids that if they are giving them mobile phone, then it should be used beneficially rather than spoiling them. Thanks everyone for this wonderful debate.
I would like to call our headmistress, Mrs. Khalida Shaheen, to deliver a welcome speech in honor of our guests, Mrs. Khalida Shaheen.
Honorable Chief Guest of the Day, Guest of Honor, respected Principal and all the dignitaries, teachers, parents, my dear friends, a very warm good morning to one and all. I feel really honored to stand before you to welcome all of you to this auspicious function of the 35th Annual Day celebration of Lovely High School. It is needless to say anything about the importance of the day. The glittering faces tells that they are all ready. They are all extremely happy to be a part of this auspicious occasion. The duty bestowed upon me is to welcome all of you to this function. First, let me take this opportunity to welcome our chief guest of the day, Mr. Muhammad Azam Ali. I also like to welcome our guest of honor, Mr. S. Bhupati Rao sir, and other dignitaries present here. Today we all have gathered here for the annual day celebration. I wish the celebration makes you smile and cheer. You with full of joy and entertainment. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to call upon Dais Ali Janab Sayyid Muniruddin Sahab, Principal and Secretary of Lovely High School, to share his experiences during the period of 35 years in this school. Janab Sayyid Muniruddin Sahab.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Chief guest, Mr. Muhammad Azam Ali. I hope he is coming soon. Guest of honor, Shri Bhupati Rao Garu. Distinguished guest, Mr. V. U. Manda, Mr. M. Prabhakar Chari, Mr. G. Sharvana Kumar, Mr. Sayyid Rafiqullah Bukhari Janab, Janab Sheikh Zainul Abidin Sahab. And convener of the celebration, Mr. Syed Ihtishamuddin Akif. Dedicated lady and gent teachers and dear students of this lovely school, please permit me to speak a few words on this occasion about our school and our students. The details you will know from our annual report. We, with very limited means and resources at our disposal, run a high school as successfully as possible. We neither have a backing of a millionaire or millionaires, nor of a corporate house, not even any aid from the government. We are simple not only in our lifestyle, but also in inculcating the highest ideals into our students. As our motto is simple living and high thinking, we do not boast of things which we do not practice. Our preaching and practicing is not, but at the same level. We encourage our students in their endeavors of flying higher and higher in the sky, but at the same time advise them not to forget about the roots anchoring the earth. We teach them the basic education, which according to our past Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru is being neglected on a large scale. We teach not to run behind material wealth and welfare in a crazy way, without giving importance to spiritual values. Think about a specialist medical surgeon who leaves a heart patient in a surgery of lakhs of rupees. Is he better, or the one just MBBS physician who treats the rich and the poor with affordable medicines? Is a scientist in nuclear physics engaged in inventing destructive devices is better, or one spending his energy in finding and the ways and means to make improvements in the fields of medicine and agriculture? Certainly the one who has devoted his life for spreading peace in the world. We teach our students to be humane in their approach. We ask them to indulge themselves in spreading the noble values of liberty, equality, and fraternity. We ask them to have dreams like that of the famous black American icon Martin Luther King Jr. had dreamt, which he narrated once while speaking from the steps of Lincoln's Memorial in Washington, D.C. The students who leave the lap of this alma mater after completing their basic education, the foundation for future skyscrapers, turn into useful citizens to their society, obedient sons and daughters to their parents, and an asset to the nation and the country. We teach our students to be moderate in every aspect of life and avoid extremism, as it is volatile, it is inflammable, and leads to terrorism. When it reaches in the minds of the middlemen of religion, it takes the form of most horrific and destructive ideology. This we see today in its full form in the Middle Eastern, Southern and Southeastern countries of Asia and many parts of Africa. The journey of our school is a very long journey, covering a period from 1983 to 2017, thus encompassing a period of 35 years. It has covered the later part of the 20th century and earlier part of 21st century till date. The progress manifests itself in the lives of thousands of students and changes in the school itself. During this era, we never ran after the concept of leaps and bounds but we have dedicated to the golden rule of slow and steady wins the race. Before coming to the end of my talks, I would like to emphasize our motto, which consists of 2 lines from Allama Iqbal's poem in Urdu and its English translation. यकीन महकम अमल पैहम मोहब्बत फातिह आलम। यकीन महकम अमल पैहम मोहब्बत फातिह आलम। जिहाद जिंदगानी में है ये मर्दों की शमशीरें। A firm perseverance, a continuous and untiring endeavor, love, the conqueror of the world, are the best weapons in the hands of warriors engaged in the war of life. Thank you very much for giving me most of your precious time and for lending me your ears. Thank you.
Much, sir. Students of Lovely High School, we are fortunate to have a youth in our function. You are well aware of him. He had organized a motivational camp in summer vacation few years back. He is Nauman Ahmed Sharif. He is ex-Teach for India fellow and founder of iKartiya, an NGO organization. Qualified BBA, Aviation Business Management, commercial pilot license holder, and soon he will join in any airways, inshallah. Students, for your inspiration, I would like to call him on the dais to motivate us through his speech. Please welcome Mr. Nauman Ahmed Sharif.
जनाब मोहम्मद आज़म अली साहब, जनाब एस भूपति राव साहब, जनाब मुनीरुद्दीन साहब, स्टेज पर तशरीफ़ फरमा सभी मेहमान, स्कूल का मैनेजमेंट, टीचर्स, सभी पेरेंट्स और बच्चों, अस्सलामु अलैकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू। अल्लाह की रहमत और सलामतें हो आप सब पर। मैं उर्दू में बोलूँगा ताकि ज़्यादा तादाद को समझ में आए, ठीक है ना? सबसे पहले मैं सारे स्टूडेंट्स को मुबारकबाद देना चाहता हूँ इस मौके की, उनकी कामयाबी पर और उनकी मेहनत पर। उसके बाद आप सबको मुबारकबाद है इस बात की कि आप एक ऐसे तरक्की याफ्ता मुल्क के बाशिंदे हैं जिसने बस कुछ ही दिन पहले एक रॉकेट के ज़रिए 104 सैटेलाइट्स आसमान में डाले हैं। सारी दुनिया हिंदुस्तान की वाहवाकार कर रही है, बहुत फ़ख्र की बात है। ज़रा सोचने वाली बात यह है इस कामयाब मिशन में आपका और मेरा क्या रोल रहा है। इस ख्याल को दिल में रखते हुए मैं अपनी बात को आगे बढ़ाता हूँ। देखिए, किसी भी कामयाब स्टूडेंट की लाइफ में मोटिवेशन, पढ़ाई और मेहनत के अलावा अहम चीज़ जो है वो सपोर्ट है। सपोर्ट और उसका कैरेक्टर है। मैं चाहूँगा कि पेरेंट्स, टीचर्स और स्टूडेंट्स गौर से सुने। एक के बाद एक सबके बारे में बोलूँगा मैं, और उस बात को जहन में रखें। आज मैं कोशिश करूँगा कि मैं उन सारी सपोर्टों की और स्टूडेंट कैरेक्टर्स की आपके सामने बात रखूँ। जब सपोर्ट की बात आती है तो सबसे पहला नाम टीचर का आता है। लिहाजा पहला सपोर्ट मेरे हिसाब से नंबर 1 सपोर्ट टीचर है। टीचर एक ऐसा सपोर्ट है जिसके साथ एक बच्चा सबसे ज़्यादा जागता हुआ वक्त गुजारता है। जिसका मतलब यह है कि एक टीचर होना बहुत बड़ी बात है, जिम्मेदारी की बात है। यहाँ जितने टीचर्स हैं उन सबको मेरा सलाम। मैं आप सबकी इज्जत करता हूँ क्योंकि जो आज मैं आपके सामने खड़ा हूँ वो भी एक टीचर की वजह से। अब आप टीचर्स को सोचना चाहिए, क्या आप अपना फर्ज और हक अदा कर रहे हैं? ये टीचर्स के लिए सवाल है। अपने आप से सोचिए, जवाब मेरे को मत दीजिए, लेकिन अपने आप से सोचिए कि क्या आप अपना हक और अपना फर्ज अदा कर रहे हैं। अगर इस सवाल का जवाब ना हो तो आपको अपने आप से मुहासिबा करना चाहिए और सोचना चाहिए कि इस जवाब को हाँ में कैसा बदला जाए। एक बात ज़रूर याद रखें, आपकी जॉब और आपकी जिम्मेदारी उम्मत को बिगाड़ या बना सकती है। आप इस अजीम मुल्क के हर कामयाब, हर उम्मीद रखने वाले हर बच्चे की ज़िंदगी खुशहाल करने की ताकत रखते हैं। सपोर्ट नंबर 2, टीचर के बाद सबसे ज़्यादा वक्त बच्चे किसके साथ गुजारते हैं? कोई गेस कर सकते क्या? कोई भी स्टूडेंट जोर से बोलिए। पेरेंट्स? ठीक है, चलिए आप लोग पेरेंट्स बोल रहे हैं, मैं